Sandy says read, and welcome to the channel. Today we are going to do a booktube tag. This is the My Beautiful Books booktube tag. Now let me go over to this other screen. I can tell you guys that this originated with Holly Dunn Design, and I think she is a book cover designer. I think she also does like formatting of books. She's an illustrator. So this is sort of new, a novel idea, if you will. Now, I saw this over at CG Rated Books. I don't know that I've been tagged by anyone, but as you know, the tagging feature with me and YouTube is a little funky. I did some research during the month of June to see if I could figure out, what was going on with that. I don't know. I don't think I figured it all out. I do believe that I'm making progress. I'm making headway. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, you guys. I don't believe I was tagged on this. I'm just doing it because I liked it. Yeah, beautiful books. That's kind of my jam. I want to do a little bit of housekeeping while we're sitting here and mention to you guys that I am my own sponsor. This is not a huge channel. So I welcome you guys to check out the merch shop that I will link in the description box below so that you can check out cool and fabulous merch like these amazingly great hats that I have at my merch shop. Yeah, I've got hats and t-shirts and stickers and buttons and mugs and things that are bookish and dragonish in nature at my merch shop. I also welcome you to subscribe to the channel while you're here because, this is typically books that we do here. We're going to dive into this tag. We're going to stop with the promotion and housekeeping and dive into the tag. I'm looking at it on the screen because I can't print it out. Y'all know the story there. All right, prompt number 1. What is a book you bought because of the cover design and wonder? You guys, that is most of them. Most of the books that I have purchased because of the cover design. I mean, that's kind of a given, right? We see the cover and go, ooh, pretty, shiny, nice, I want it, and we buy it. Seriously, that's how it's usually done with me. I see the book, I want it, I bring it home, I consume it. But there are some that I've purchased just because like I knew the author and I wanted to support the author or something like that. Most recently, I have purchased the Black Spine edition of Jane Eyre, but I also have purchased various editions of Jane Eyre because they were just lovely and beautiful. And I have a problem. I've got an addiction. I've got a problem with purchasing copies of Jane Eyre. This one is, did I put it down here for you? This is the 2023 Union Square and Company edition of Jane Eyre. And there's probably a glare on it. Let me, hang on, guys. Hold, please. Okay, I'm going to come over here so I can look at it on the screen with you and make sure that we can all see it. Isn't that beautiful? It's lovely. It's gorgeous. It's the flowers continue onto the back and along the spine. It's just beautiful. It's got the gold sprayed edges. It's just a beautiful, beautiful book. Yeah. So did I need to purchase this? No, I only purchased it because of the cover and the wonder. That's exactly why. So for prompt number 1, this version of Jane Eyre is exactly what happened. But also in my past, I have purchased, hold on, I think I'm done coughing, dying on camera. In my past, I have purchased Wizard's First Rule by Terry Goodkind. And I've mentioned this one to you guys here on the channel before. I've purchased this book a couple of times. Yeah, I purchased it twice. I purchased the paperback version of it with this cover design. And then, some months later, not remembering that I had done that, I saw this cover in the store again and went, oh my gosh, that book looks great, and purchased it again. Yeah, because the cover was just that cool to me. I just thought it looked that great. I mean, look at that fancy dragon, right? And the hero on the dragon reaching down to the damsel in distress. It spoke to me, and I wanted to read the book. I'm sure that I read, well, not the back cover because it's just people. I probably read the inside flap, right, and thought that was great. So, yeah, okay. Hang on to that one because it also answers another question coming up here shortly. Okay, so others that I picked up just because I thought the Cover looked cool. The Fall of Numenor by Tolkien. Beautiful. Look at that cover. It's amazing, right? Look at the detail on there. Cough through this whole thing. I'm so sorry, you guys. There's going to be a lot of editing, I do believe, on this booktube tag. Also, one of the books that I purchased because of the cover is Splintered by A.G. Howard. This huge glare. Yeah, there you go, guys. A Discipline. We've done the review of this book here on the channel before. I so loved the look of this book. I mean, it's beautiful. The inside of it is, I mean, it's just really pretty, right? It's lovely. And the detail inside, you know, each chapter has just lovely details to it. It's just a really pretty book that the publisher took some time putting this together and making it lovely and great. Okay, so each chapter has just the lovely detail going on. It's very nicely done. I didn't enjoy the story as much as I enjoyed the loveliness of the presentation, but we did review of this here on the channel. We actually did that before I started doing the Fractured Fairy Tale Reading Challenge. I just started that up here in 2025. Made that very formal, didn't I? So in 2025, we started the Fractured Fairy Tale Reading Challenge. I think we did this in 2023, 2022. Wasn't that long ago. Okay, I think I have answered question number 1 fully and completely. We can move on to question number 2, which is your favorite design series. You guys, I have a lovely one to show you. This is the 2017 Worth Press Limited series of, let's see, I've got Jane Eyre, Wuthering Heights, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. Those are the 4 that I purchased. I don't know if this series has more classics in it. Probably does, and I just don't know it. If I discover that before I upload this, I will put the information in the information box below. But I wanted to show you guys Jane Eyre. I wonder how many Jane Eyre editions I'll be showing you during this video, you guys. But let me show you inside. The outside of the book is, you know, kind of plain Jane. It's pretty. It's very lovely, and it's kind of a soft hardcover. Okay, it's a cloth hardcover, so it's nice and it's pretty. It's delicate, but inside is where the cool stuff is happening. Of course, it's a book, but inside is where the cool stuff is happening. We have information that talks about Charlotte Bronte, and then we have information that talks about Jane Eyre's geographical settings. Then we get into the principal characters in Jane Eyre, and we have full color pictures. You know, someone has given like an illustrator's idea of how they picture the characters in Jane Eyre, and there's the little description of each character along with the illustration next to them. And this, I don't know, I just think that's kind of cool. I like that. It's a very neat way to help like a new reader to these classics get into these classics. I mean, giving them a look at what was going on in Charlotte Bronte's time, what was going on during the, I don't know, during the era of each of these classics. And afterwards, we get a timeline, a Bronte timeline. Okay, I mean, it's just clever. I like it. I like the way it's done. I like the way it is illustrated, you know, the Bronte country. I like the way it is laid out, illustrated. It's a pictorial reference for the person who is not already familiar with the Brontes, who is not already familiar with Jane Eyre. And even if you already are familiar with Jane Eyre or the Brontes, it's a nice pictorial reminder. It's nicely done. It's well done. It's very pretty and it's lovely, right? And all 4 of these books do the same thing. Wuthering Heights is this green cloth cover, and it has the same thing going on in the front of it. You get the Bronte timeline again. You get to see what are some of the themes and what are some of the things that were going on during the timeline of Wuthering Heights. And you also get the main characters again. And look, these sprayed edges are purple. Isn't that cool? How nicely that purple goes with this green. Somebody Somebody was paying attention to the details when they put this series together. I think it's very nice. And as we dive into the month of July for Jane Austen July, these two, Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility, I'll be talking about some more during the month. Okay, so there is question number 2. Fully discussed. There are some other, like classics series that I have on the shelves, but those, I don't know, that little series right there, just those 4 books, is just so well done. The way the notes are included, it's just nicely done. I think it makes that little series easy for a newcomer to classics to dive into. Prompt number 3 is beautiful dust jackets. Now, I would say that The Hazel Wood by Melissa Albert, you guys, this would have been a beautiful dust jacket if not for the freaking sticker that the bookstore put up on it. Yeah, you see that 25% off? That is obnoxious. And you can see where I was trying to get it off of there, and I was failing. I was afraid I was going to like rip the cover, so I stopped. So it's been there for a couple of years. Like this has been on the shelf for a couple of years. I haven't gotten to it to read it yet, but yeah, that's still sitting there. And I hate that. I know we all hate that. We all do. But this cover is lovely. You can see it's shiny and sparkly. That silver and gold, that metallic is, it shines, it sparkles, it jumps off the page. It's just so it's nicely done. I really like it. I think it is lovely. This is a gorgeous cover, except for that stupid freaking sticker that they put on there. I hate that. Okay. Another one that I think is a lovely, lovely cover, lovely dust jacket is from Bilbo's Last Song from J.R.R. Tolkien. This is really pretty. Look how pretty. Just lovely. But it's the back cover, you guys. Look at the back cover. How pretty is that? Isn't that nice? It's just calm, soothing, just a calm, soothing illustration that someone has put together there. Pauline Baines has put together there. This whole little book was just lovely. It was soothing to read through. The poem itself is very short. It's not a long poem, but it's just lovely the way it's been illustrated. And at the back of it, we'll be discussing this in the June Journeys with the Inklings wrap up. At the back of it, there are notes for each of the illustrations in this. Lovely, lovely. But yeah, this is a lovely dust jacket right there. And the last one that I brought over here to show you guys is The Christmas Cabin Deluxe Edition by J. Patrick Lamar. This dust jacket is just gorgeous. Look at how pretty and soothing and wintry and Christmassy it just has. And the picture like wraps around to the back a little bit. It's just a nice, pretty Christmas hardcover book with a lovely dust jacket on it. And oh, there's even a bluebird down there. A blue jay down there on it. I had noticed that before. And no matter how many times you look at it, you find something new. Oh, that's nice. Okay. Are those all the ones I brought over? Did I write it down? And The Hazelwood would have been a beautiful book if not for this. I think that Christmas books in particular just lend themselves to beauty. There are so many Christmas editions of books out there, or like special editions, I should say, of Christmas books out there that get that special treatment that, I don't know, the illustrators, the publishers, they just do a special thing to make it extra fancy. And it pays off. There's some beautiful Christmas books out there. I've got the Christmas shelf over here that I could have, I could have shown you the entire Christmas shelf basically to answer most of these prompts because it's just so lovely and so nice. Number 4 is Nekkid Hardback, gorgeous with or without the dust jacket. All right, I want to mention there is a trend in publishing these days with where they're taking the image that's on the dust jacket cover, and putting that image on the actual hardcover book itself. And I've have an example for you right here. I saw several of these at the Sci-Fi Florida convention when I was there in May. I did not buy a bunch of them because I was running out of money and I could not purchase a lot of them, but I did get this one. This is the West Haven Undead Book 1, Us of Legendary Gods by Nick Savage. And I showed you the front cover. I showed you this. I think I read the inside flap to you guys when I did the mini book haul from the sci-fi convention. But if you look at the front cover, you can see we've got our silhouettes of some characters there on the front, and this wraps around, and you can kind of see, hopefully you can see that there is like a hint of a chain link fence going on there. All right, that's the dust jacket. But when you take the dust jacket off, we still have that scene. And we don't have the book's title on the front, but it is, of course, on the spine. There you go. You got that there. But you've got that scene on the hardcover itself. So the scene is there, and it feels like butter. You guys, it is so soft. It's got that, not a matte finish, but not a glossy finish. It's that soft matte finish. It's not cloth. It's like butter, and it just feels so nice. But yeah, that's an interesting trend that's going on. Now, I'm not saying that I think this is a beautiful cover. It's a nice cover. I'm not putting it down. It's a nice cover, but it's not gorgeous. It's not that, I don't know. It's not gorgeous. I'm not using this as the gorgeous naked hardback. I'm just using this as an example of a trend I'm seeing out there. Okay, let me set this down and tell you a book that I think is gorgeous as a undressed hardcover book is from the Tolkien Collected Poetry. This, you guys, is gorgeous. This is beautiful. It's amazing. I bought this with my birthday money. It was on sale, and I went, score. I'll take it. This is a 3-volume collection, as you can see, of Tolkien's poetry. And the box that it comes in is gorgeous. You can see that. Lovely, 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 beautiful, pretty, right? Okay. Turn around for you, see the back, and you can just see all the prettiness of it, the detail of it, the color of it, the color scheme. It's very lovely. Now, I recognize it is very feminine in nature. It's like this powder blue, this periwinkle blue, and the pretty flowers. I mean, there's just a very feminine nature to it. I get that, yes. But it is gorgeous. It is lovely. And when you take one of them out, let me take one out for you. You can see the hardcover. There's not a dust jacket on it. They're already naked. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's simple in its beauty. Okay, it's just a simple, beautiful, like weeping willow tree, right? It's just gorgeous. And the tree is on the back cover, smaller. Nice, right? Okay. Do you want to see all 3 of them? I can show you all 3 of them. I'll show you all 3 of them. And if you don't want to look at all 3 of them, you can go to the next timestamp below. If I can get them out of here without harming them. Hang on, guys. Here we go. Because all 3 of them are just beautiful, just lovely. Okay, here's the second one. This is 1919 to 1931. There's the second one with flowers, just like a bird amid the flowers. Pretty. And then smaller on the back. And I should probably tell you, it's edited by Christina School and Wayne G. Hammond. And then the final book in this trio. This 1931 to 1967 are these poems. Isn't that pretty? It's just beautiful. And then on the back, it's just a little bit smaller. Pretty. And I did look inside. There's the end pages are just that periwinkle blue. For prompt number 5, it says beautiful paperbacks. For this one, okay. I need to preface how I respond to this one by saying that the first 2 books I'm going to show you, I don't consider them beautiful so much as I consider them like moody and gray, mean and restless. I consider them moody. That's the way I'm going to say it. I think that these two, their covers speak to the book nicely, and they're not necessarily beautiful. I'll spit that out. They're not necessarily beautiful, but they are apt. They are perfect for the subject matter. The first one I'm showing you is The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. You see that cover image there? Yeah, it's not necessarily beautiful. Sorry, I'm making noise. It's not necessarily beautiful, but it is. I mean, it's ghostly. It is the detail from The Silence by Henry Fuseli. So it's ghostly, right? And it fits the theme. It fits the book. It fits the story. So all right. The other one I want to show you is Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. This, look at that, right? I mean, that just gives you the feel of Dracula. That gives you the feel of a vampire in our story. It's got, I don't know, there's some red type there, edited, and with an introduction by Kathleen Costello-Sullivan. We've got the horse-drawn carriage, and that carriage is, I mean, it's just a block, right? It's enclosed completely. So you get that feel of something is hidden in there. It's just moody. Everything about this cover is moody and dark and dim, secretive, mysterious. I love it, okay? It's perfect for the story. It's perfect. It fits. And maybe it is beautiful. I don't know. There's something beautiful about it. Anyway, those two, I picked them up as paperbacks that, you know, had feel for me. Quite a lot of the paperbacks on my shelves, they're not necessarily beautiful so much as they are, they serve their purpose, and they serve their purpose well. And I have discovered quite a lot of the paperbacks on my shelves these days, and even some of these hardcovers that have come in here recently, they are text heavy. They focus quite a bit on, like, here's the huge title of the book and the author's name big and huge, and there's not so much beauty in it anymore. We don't see as much beautiful stuff going on. There's not so much of illustration and paintings and watercolors and pretty things going on anymore. It's more of, here's this big, huge title, here's the author's name big and huge, and you get some coloration to let you understand which genre we're working with. And I understand that's because of the way we consume books now, or the way we purchase books now. Most people are buying books online. You go to Amazon, you go to the Barnes & Noble website, you go to your Kobo or whatever, and you look for the book you want to buy. The cover must stand out among all the other covers that you're looking at, okay? And they have to be, you know, they're the size of a thumbnail on the screen. So that cover, it's got to stand out. That title has got to jump up at you, so it's got to be big. It must. That's the way we're working today. But I don't consider that beautiful, and I don't like it. I don't care for it much. A couple of paperbacks that I do think are beautiful and I do like come from Penguin. I grabbed these off the shelf. If I can get a hold of them here. These are, is it the Penguin Classics? Yeah, Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. One of them is Jane Eyre. Of course, I can fit Jane Eyre probably into every single one of these prompts, you guys. But this is the Jane Eyre Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. And I think this cover speaks nicely to the story. And I think it's really pretty. I just like it. I like the castle up on the hill. Now, obviously, Thornfield Hall was not up on a hill, but it speaks to the Gothic nature of Jane Eyre to have the castle up on this hill and the winding road up to it. And Jane Eyre herself in this illustration, I mean, she's got this lantern, and you guys, it's metallic, and it does reflect the light as it moves. I mean, it's just a nice detail. Very nicely done. I appreciate this cover a lot. Also in that series, though, there's To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. And this one, it's just not as It's not as subtle, I guess you might say. I don't know. There was something about this one in that same series that didn't speak to me the same way. And I get it. I understand what's going on here. I mean, it's done in like a cartoon strip manner. So you've got your characters. I don't know. I did not appreciate this cover the way I appreciated the cover of Jane Eyre, the way I appreciated the cover of Great Expectations, the way I appreciated the cover of even Wuthering Heights. I mean, this whole series, I've got over there like a whole bunch of them from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 of the books in the series. And I don't know, some of the covers work better than others. Let's put it that way. Okay, so there's a couple of paperback covers that some of them are moody and esoteric. Some of them are beautiful. Some of them I'm not real sure about. Yeah. Now, you guys, I would be remiss if I did not show you a paperback cover that I think is gorgeous. My own freaking book. You guys, Choices Meant for Gods. Look at this cover. Look at that dragon. I think dragons are beautiful. Most of them are gorgeous, amazing. The way different illustrators perceive dragon is cool to me. I mean, the way different illustrators will come up with the way they want to design a dragon, the way they want to illustrate a dragon, the way they want to picture this creature, whether it's serpent-like, whether it's a creature with wings. I like the way different illustrators come up with dragon portraits. I loved this particular dragon, sent it to the cover designer, Olivia, I'm so sorry, I never remember her full. Hold, please. Olivia Pro Design. The first cover that she prepared for this book, it didn't quite resonate with me. And so I asked Stephen, the publisher, hey, could we, make a couple changes? And here's a dragon portrait that I think is cool. Could she work with this? And she did. And look at this. You guys, look at that. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. I think it's great. I love it. So this is a paperback cover that I think is beautiful. I think the gold that she uses for the type of the title, Choices Meant for Gods, I think is beautiful. I like the font. I like the way she put my name up there. I like everything about it. I like the details in the corners. I like everything that she did here. And then the second book in the series, Choices Meant for Kings, is a good looking cover. But the third book in the series, Choices Meant for All, with the broken crown and the amethyst in it, you guys, I think she knocked it out of the park. I think this is a gorgeous book cover. And I'm going to be very self-serving and tell you, if you are a Booktube influencer, if you are a Booktube content creator, and you would like to unbox this book with some of its fabulous goodies and extra things, I have a box that I have created. And it's safe to open on camera. It is safe. There's nothing wacky weird in here. This is a safe Booktube content unboxing item. I can send it to you and you can open it on your channel. And then you can read the book if you want to. I have a few of these. And you can contact me through the link that will be in the information box below. Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's enough of the going crazy about my own book. What's the next prompt? Prompt number 6 is asking a nonfiction book with a beautiful cover. I discovered that a lot of the nonfiction books I have on my shelves, like over there in that little corner, they're kind of ugly. Most of the nonfiction books, most of them are like business books or they're memoirs. So they're just, I don't know, they're kind of boring or ugly. They're just text. They're just the title. Like I was talking about a minute ago, how the trend is to have a big old title, lots of text, so that it'll stand out when you're looking through all these in like thumbnail size on a screen, right? But there were a few. I did find a couple because I realized I do have quite a lot of turtle and bird nonfiction books. Yes, because I'm obsessed with sea turtles. I'm obsessed with turtles. I'm obsessed with birds and parrots. You can probably hear Bobo in the other room right now. She's making a little bit of noise, which is fine. It's fine. She's there. There she is. It sounds like a cat. No, that's Bobo. She once lived with a cat. So I have here for you guys to see Rare Encounters with Ordinary Birds by Leanda Lynn Haupt. And you guys, this may not be so much beautiful as it is cute. I think this is adorable. Look, it's probably got a glare, so I'm going to turn it a little bit so that you guys can see, hopefully without the glare. I think this is just lovely. I think it's so sweet. Just an ordinary bird on the front cover. Fits with the theme and the idea of this book, an ordinary bird. I like that a lot. Now, another one that I think is really pretty, really gorgeous. Look at that cover. That is amazing. Isn't that lovely? This is The Birds of Pandemonium, Life Among the Exotic and the Endangered by Michelle Raffin. And Michelle Raffin, she's the one who like owns and started up the Pandemonium Sanctuary. See that? And on the back cover, look at that bird in flight on the back cover. Isn't he great? Yeah, I think this is beautiful. I think that's a lovely, lovely cover. And I would be remiss if I didn't show you this. Oh, nonfiction? Yeah, okay, nonfiction. I was like, are these supposed to be paperback? This nonfiction book, I wrote this one, okay? But Petrie is my son Conyer. He's my son Conyer that passed away. He is the most beautiful bird that ever flew on our planet. Isn't he gorgeous? Isn't he so cute? Yeah. So this is the most beautiful cover of all because Petrie's on it. Yeah. Okay. Then also in nonfiction and leading into our next prompt, this is Birds and Their Feathers by Britta Teckentrup. Look, isn't that a beautiful cover? Look how pretty that is. Isn't that nice? And this is not a cloth cover, but it's a hardcover book, but it's not cloth, but it's not stiff either. You can hear it, but it's not, I don't know how to describe it. It's not buttery soft like that, like the other book where is it? I think Us of Legendary Gods. It's not buttery soft like that hardcover was, but it's got a matte finish to it that's just really, it's very pleasing. Anyway, you can see here are pretty, right? Pretty spine, pretty on the back cover. And what's taking us into prompt number 7 is, prompt 7 says, a book with great end papers and spine. Okay, so our spine, yeah, it's okay, right? But the end papers in here, you guys, look. Can you see the feathers? Can you see that on that camera? Look at those cute feathers on those end papers. I think that's just a lovely touch, that they're so delicate and so just like strewn across the end papers. Just nicely done. Very nice in the end. Same in the back. I've got the feathers again. I thought that was very nicely done in this book. Beautiful. Wonderful. But we have a couple of other books that have just really nice, just a really nice spine, cover, end papers, everything looking really good. And as I mentioned earlier, Christmas books, right? That they're going to fit into that category. Here we have Classic Tales of Christmas. And this is from Canterbury Classics. Okay, first of all, look at that spine. I hope you guys can see that. It's real nice, right? Very nice. Just everything about this book is pretty. It's just nicely done. Look, you can see there's like metallic stuff going on. There's some shimmering going on. The end pages, it's got sprayed edges, but the end pages are beautiful. Let me open it up to it, and you can see, look at that winter painting inside there. Isn't that lovely? It's gorgeous. This is really well done. This is a beautiful book. Yeah, and it's got all kinds of stories in it. Let me see if I can tell you. It's got, we've got E.T.A. Hoffman, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King. There's stories from Clement Clark Moore, from Hans Christian Andersen, Charles Dickens. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 from Charles Dickens. There's a story from Bret Harte, from Harriet Beecher Stowe. There's a couple from her. There's The Beggar Boy at Christ's Christmas Tree from Fyodor Dostoevsky. The Three Kings from Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. There's 3 stories from Louisa May Alcott. There's The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus by L. Frank Baum. A Kidnapped Santa Claus, also from L. Frank Baum. We've got The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry, and there's 2 stories from Lucy Maud Montgomery. So there's a bunch of good little stories in there. It's just a really good book. We also wanted to mention again the Bilbo's Last Song. You guys, I told you it fits almost everything in here, right? It has gorgeous end pages. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? It's so pretty, so well done. Everything about this little book is lovely. This book was a pleasure to read during the June journeys with the Inklings. It took no time at all to read, but it was lovely to then go back and just spend some time with it, be seeped in the prettiness of it. It's just lovely. Lovely. Okay. Oh, and Wizard's First Rule, the Sword of Truth series, the end pages for each of the books in the Sword of Truth series in the beginning have the map. They have the map in there in the front and at the back. But then there was a point in the series where they stopped doing that. Like by the time we get to like Chainfire and Phantom, the map is not in the end pages anymore. By then we know where we are. Okay. You guys, I think that is everything, right? Now, I'm not going to tag anyone on this because, true to form, I'm late to the party on this tag. I'm sure I'm probably, if not the last person doing it, one of the last people doing it. So I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you see me doing this and you are interested, I will put the prompts in the drop-down box below so you don't have to sit through this mayhem and chaos again. The prompts will be below. And you guys, if you have, a special edition book or some fabulous, beautiful book in your library on your bookshelves that you want to talk about, hey, talk about it in the comments below or do a response video to this one. And, in the comments below, put a link to that so we can all see that book. I want to see it. These beautiful books need some love. All right, you guys, thumbs up for beautiful books. Thumbs up for this Tolkien, this Bilbo's Last Song. I'm going to talk about it quite a bit when I do the June journeys with the Inklings wrap up, because this was just a pleasant thing. All right, thumbs up, and thank you so much for tuning in.